Hey, Dr. Bob here. If you are on our email list, then you have been receiving some emails regarding the issue or the subject of balance. And I've had more than a few people that have come in that, and they were asking me why all of a sudden the focus on balance and that. And they're great questions. And I just want to explain the background here as to why we're doing this now. I have had the privilege of traveling, teaching, and being taught by some of the most brilliant minds, no joke, some of the most brilliant minds in the world. And in one occasion, or on a few occasions actually, there was a researcher that was talking about balance and the effect that balance has on our lives. And I was just amazed, I was astounded at the effect that balance had. I had no idea it was so impactful in regards to our longevity. As a matter of fact, the research is showing that people who are unable to maintain their balance over a 10-second period are twice as likely to die within 10 years. Fascinating. Anyway, getting back to balance, it's basically your ability of moving through your environment in an upright position and also preventing yourself from falling in the event that you start to stumble or you start to fall. That's what balance is all about. And when you think about it, everything that we do in life, half of the time that we do it is spent on one leg or the other. Whether we're walking down the street, we're engaged in sports or whatever, balance is paramount. It is very, very important. And it's an easy thing to take for granted. It's something that we lose over time and unbeknownst to us. We stumble here, we trip there, and we dismiss those events, casually casting them off. And it could be that our body is letting us know that something is eroding here. We're losing a critical ability that we had when we were younger. You can ask yourself, how do you put your pants on? And this goes for men and women as well. But how do you put your pants on? Do you have to support yourself? You put it on, you put one leg on, but then for the other leg, you have to lean against the wall or support yourself against the chair or on a bed or whatever means it might be. And here you are, you're having to do that and not even thinking about it. But in fact, if you're needing to do those types of things to support yourself, it could be, that you're losing your ability to balance yourself. And it's an amazing thing. I focus on the brain here in our practice and how it affects the body because it's the most important organ. And I don't mean to digress, but we understand that balance involves the brain, it involves the spinal cord, it involves the eyes, the inner ears, it involves the peripheral nerve system, it involves the musculoskeletal system. All of these things have to be working together in order to promote and ensure that you're maintaining your balance. It's really quite amazing. And the more we go through life, the more serious an issue it becomes, especially when you get into the ages of 50 and above. And if you're a younger individual, don't dismiss yourself as, well, it's not something that I have to worry about. Actually, we're seeing the research now that many of the drugs that people are on, even in their 20s and 30s, are contributing to a deterioration in their ability to balance. Anyway. So this is something that really is a serious problem. As a matter of fact, and I want to read this, I don't want to mislead you here, but the research is showing us, the stats, if you will, are showing us every 11 seconds in the United States, an older adult receives ER, emergency room care, for an injury sustained in a fall. Every 11 seconds in the United States, somebody's going to the emergency room to receive care because of some damage they sustained to their body as a result of the fall. And when they're talking about older people, actually they're starting at the age of 50 and above. And these injuries can be anything from a laceration, a severe cut, to an abrasion, a bruise, to a fracture, to a concussion. All of these things can happen as a result of a fall, and that's why they're going to the emergency room. And they go on to say, with a fall-related fatality, a fall-related fatality occurring every 19 seconds among those individuals. A fall-related fatality means that somebody dies as a result of a fall every 19 seconds in the United States. That, I have to admit to you, when that was revealed to me through these classes that I was involved in, and that I was amazed. I had never realized that. And the vast majority of the hip fractures, over 95% of the hip fractures occur when an older individual slips and falls. Over 95% of the time. And the stats on that are just, I mean, they're frightening. Some of these people, they go to the emergency room, of course, they have surgery, they lose their independence. Some of the people have to go to an assisted living facility, and a large majority of those people never recover from the hip fracture because it involves these flat bones that are used by the body to produce new blood. It really is. And let's see here. These individuals, when they do have a fall, the research goes on to say, because they enter into a series of, or an episode of deterioration, what we try to do is we try to prevent a fall from occurring again. We're mindful of that thing happening. So what happens is, especially in the seniors, and you've seen this when you go out, people are starting to, they start to collapse on themselves. Their shoulders go forward because they're trying to prevent themselves. They're getting closer to the surface in an attempt to reduce the fall should it happen. They're in this stage now of prevention, and when they're doing that, then they start to, because of their fear of falling, they start to shuffle instead of walk. They are in a forward collapse position. What happens here is their lungs start to reduce in size because they're hunching over, which reduces the amount of oxygen carbon dioxide exchange that they once had, which reduces the amount of oxygen in their blood, which reduces the amount of oxygen going to their brain, which creates a stress on their heart because now the brain is in duress and it's needing more oxygen, and its capacity or its functional ability is reduced. You get the picture here? It's a negative cycle that just continues, and it's reinforced over and over and over again. It is absolutely, it's appalling. We're living longer, no doubt, but the quality of life is just, it's being reduced. And one of the major players in this is the loss of our ability to maintain our balance through life. I mean, gosh, it just unfolded before me. I was, and again, I don't have words for it. It was just, wow, simply. But the good news is this: you could do something about it, and the kind of care that we provide for the people that come to us. Now that I am aware of this, I've taken action to see, well, now that I'm aware of the problem, what can I do about it? And fortunately, those researchers have gone ahead and they have provided solutions for practitioners like myself so that I can aid the clients, the patients that come to us. So look, if you're interested in learning more, I'm going to have an attached link to this video where you can do this in-home balance test yourself. And if you find that you're in need, why, please don't hesitate to contact us, because we are now, I've been trained, certified, cleared, blessed in my ability now to help people out in this particular area. So you contact our office, we'll test you, we'll see where the problems are, and then when we identify the problem, we'll discuss with you what actions you can take in order to get the solutions to that problem. Hey, thanks so much for allowing me to share this information with you, and until the next video, and as always, God bless.